If you ever struggle with a two-way miss where sometimes you're hitting a big slice and sometimes you're hitting a big hook or a pull or maybe a pop-up, this is the video for you. We got my buddy Caleb here who's a beast. He literally swings faster than PGA Tour averages, but the ball can kind of go everywhere sometimes. So Ed's gave him a great lesson here where he really dialed him in, and by the end of it he was hitting them dead straight and sometimes with a little draw.
Yeah, that's right, and pretty much Caleb does wrong what I see with most of the players that come to see me. He has a severe negative club path and swing direction on TrackMan because the club's too steep on the way down. Unfortunately for most of you, he's got 120 mile an hour club head speed, so it's not very often I get to work with somebody that has that much club head speed. You'll see I give him some really good ideas on how to feel where the club should be. He was a pitcher in college, so he's a good athlete. If you'll follow along, we'll show you the 2 or 3 drills that I showed him that will really help him a lot as he goes along.
Yeah, so implement what you see in this video and I think it'll really help with your drives.
And we'll just hit quite a few here, 8 or 10, just get started, okay?
Okay.
And you're aiming at that great big tree out there.
Okay.
Hang in there. After being on TrackMan 10 or 15 shots, you're pretty consistent. You actually do the same thing wrong every time, okay? Once you understand it, I think your potential's amazing. You said you pitched in college, right?
Yeah.
So you're obviously a good athlete. You've been averaging 120 mile an hour club head speed, so that's greater than PGA Tour average, okay? Yeah. TrackMan keeps track of a lot of numbers, but I just pay attention to a couple of them. What your club path is, and what your swing direction is, and then also what's called angle of attack, whether you're hitting up or down on the ball. So you've been averaging club path-wise around -14. And whenever the number's a minus number, that means it's to the left. And it's 14 degrees to the left.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of tour players that swing to the left, but they're never more than like -1, -2, -3.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to change how you're swinging. We just have to change the direction you're swinging.
Okay.
And the more you swing the club to the left, the more the club swings down. So your angle of attack is like -5 or -6 with driver.
Okay.
That's why you hit a lot of pop-ups.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It's also why you hit a lot of slices. Okay. And so we would like that attack angle to be 0 or maybe +1 or +2 for you. Okay. Now what I'm going to show you for starters here is a video of your swing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to draw a line up your original shaft angle, okay?
Okay.
And then as you can see, ideally as this club would go back, the club head should go right up that yellow line. As you get to the top, can you tell that club's over your neck rather than over your shoulder? We're going to talk about that a lot, okay?
Okay.
And as you come down, can you see where the shaft angle is through your neck? See, that club needs to be more down in there on the way down.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? And so that's really all that's wrong is your club gets too steep up here at the top, and then it's in a direction that has to go left.
Okay.
And that swings outside in.
Okay.
And then you're going to end up having issues. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So go ahead and set up there where you can take a practice swing for me. You don't need a ball.
Okay.
And there's a couple things that I want you to do. So I'm going to hold an alignment stick just right here. Okay. And so go ahead and set up like there's a ball. And if you go back to the top of your backswing and stop for me, I'm just going to hold this here. Now on your way down, you have to go under this stick.
Okay.
So just come under it. There we go.
Okay.
So let's make some little half swings where you're just under that stick on the way down, okay? There you go. Yeah, go ahead and follow through.
Okay. Oop.
Good. That's okay. You may hit back there at first. That's okay. So again, just be under that stick on the way down.
So do I need to drop?
Yes, you do.
Hands?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
But you have to do two things. Let me walk in. Go ahead and take your stance. And a little bit of it, you'll get better as you practice. It's probably a little bit flexibility in your left shoulder, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So you just go ahead and hold on, let me swing you.
Okay.
So as this club comes back and our hands hinge, this club needs to be over this shoulder.
Okay, so higher.
Yes, higher and over the shoulder.
Okay.
Rather than over your neck. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
And that might shorten your backswing. This might be as far as you can go.
Yeah.
But it won't slow you down any.
Okay.
And then as this club comes down, see, it should feel like it's here on this way down. Do you see how I'm under your shoulder?
Yeah. So
And
from
so-
here
There.
okay. And then turn.
And then just hit it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as I do this, see this elbow here?
Yeah.
And it'll be practice at home in the backyard.
Okay.
But see, I want this elbow to point down.
Okay.
And
Down like
yes.
this?
And so what happens to you is your arm goes this way, and now do you see where the club is? Now it's over
that's
your neck.
Baseball. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what you want to feel like back here. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Now go ahead and let go for me. I'm going to show you another drill that I'd like you to do a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you were a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like practice, for guys like you, I like practicing a lot just swinging with only your right hand on the club.
Okay.
And so as you step back there, as I do that, do you see where this club comes all the way down?
Yeah.
And so what we're trying to do is get this forearm and this shaft on the same angle as I'm coming down. And if I'm that way, well, then I'm going to be too steep. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I really like getting back here and swinging just like you're throwing sidearm underhand.
Yeah.
That's how come you have so much speed, is because you were a pitcher. So, I mean, the way you use your body and the kinematic sequence is great. Does that make sense? And that's why you've got lots of speed and power. But we've just got to learn to swing it in the right direction. Go ahead and set up there for me just with your right hand on, okay? And so all I want you to do is make swings, pretty full swings, but pretend like you're throwing underhand pitching, like you were a softball pitcher instead of overhand. Good. And so just keep doing that. And as you swing through, you ought to be able to see the path of the club as it swings through.
Yes.
Can you tell it's not going across?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And so I truly believe that the golf swing's a throwing motion, not a hitting motion.
Okay.
So the more you rely on your pitching instincts, the better, okay? And then our left arm's job is to allow our right arm to swing like that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's gonna feel to you when we start hitting some more balls, even though you're gonna have both hands on the club, I want you swinging it with this right arm and feeling it under. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. So keep doing that for me with that drill. So that's a pretty good drill for you a lot to learn to feel where that club head swings. And you've probably got 120 mile an hour club head speed just doing that, one-armed. And if I hold this here, see, go ahead and just keep doing it right-armed. See, you would never hit that stick. Do you see that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep doing that, Caleb. You're doing great. Awesome. Awesome. Good. See how it's over your shoulder now? Can you see that?
Yeah.
So that's where we should be. See how your arm's right under the club, the elbow?
Mm-hmm.
And then as it comes down, do you see now the club's not over your neck anymore?
Yeah.
It's over your shoulder. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so That'd be a great drill for you to do in the backyard while the barbecue grill's getting hot. Okay.
Yeah.
And just swing and swing and swing until you can feel that. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
And so the other drill, go ahead and tee a ball up for me. We've showed this in a lot of our videos, but it's really for you, it's a great drill. Is you can take an alignment stick and you can point it at your target out there, that big tree, okay? And if I put that there, stand back here behind the TrackMan. So, see, that club on the way down has to swing under that stick.
Yeah.
And when you get up here, you don't have any choice but to hit it. Does that make sense? And then you hit down on it too much, 4,000 or 5,000 backspin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And a negative club path.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you have to make sure you're still square with your stance. You can cheat and it's pretty easy to go under it. Does that make sense? Or if you open up, it's almost impossible not to hit it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So make sure you're good and square, but then we'll swing through there. So let's do a couple like that without a ball.
Okay.
Swing just one-armed again for me twice.
Okay.
And try to clip that tee on the way through. Good. And do you see with one arm, you'd never have any danger of hitting that stick. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So you may be a one-armed golfer. Good. And your hand-eye coordination is great. He hits the tee every time. So let's try to hit a ball doing that. So go ahead and tee up a ball for me. We're not going to hit it one arm. We're going to hit two.
All right.
And let's just see what happens there, okay?
Okay.
And all I want you to do is go under that stick.
Okay. Yep.
It's okay. I want you to go under that stick. And if you want to take a couple practice swings with both arms without a ball, you're welcome, but I think you can hit the ball. You're a good athlete.
Okay.
So all I care about is missing a stick. I don't care if you miss the ball.
All right.
Good, keep swinging. Still a little high, but that was straight, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep doing it. That was better.
Oop.
I don't care where the ball goes yet.
Okay.
It's okay.
We're straightening those out a lot already.
Yeah.
Good, keep swinging.
Okay.
Wore out yet? Grip and everything's great, okay?
Toe.
It's okay. Sometimes that happens with that stick there. You're making sure you don't hit it, so you'll hit it off the toe. So that's pretty normal. Good. The only thing I'm going to add here is I'm going to put a stick there pointing at the ball.
Okay.
So go ahead and take your stance for me.
Do you want me?
Your left foot should be on the other side of that stick.
Okay.
And that'll probably be a little bit farther back ball position. Can you tell that?
Yeah.
Yes. So what happens to everybody when they swing over this way, they bottom out and farther forward, and so they get the ball too far forward.
Okay.
And it makes your swing direction even worse because the more the ball gets forward, I'm hitting it going this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I do think for you that, you know, the ball probably needs to be in this area here somewhere on your chest, not out here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you might slice some at first till you get used to releasing it, but it'll help your path too. So it looks to me visually that you're much better on the way down than you were. So just keep doing that. And let's scoot this way still just an inch. There we go. Let's hit it from there. And still under this stick. That's all I care about. That should have been a lot better, huh? Huh?
It should have been?
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
think?
I don't know how, I guess I still kind of came down.
A little bit, but
little
that was
too?
still pretty good. You didn't hit the stick.
Yeah.
You smoked that one, I thought. Keep swinging, that's much better. That was really a good swing. You actually hit that on the upswing rather than, that's why you topped it, but that was okay. Keep doing that. And from that ball position. How about that one? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Keep swinging. So I think ball position's pretty important for you. If it gets too far forward, instinctively you're just going to go that way to hit it, and the farther back it gets, the more you've got to be that way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. That hooked a little, but that was good.
If I hook it like that for like a miss,
Yeah.
does that mean that I'm releasing too early?
Yes.
Okay.
And the more under you get on the downswing, the more you get on plane, your hands will start to release earlier naturally anyway.
Okay.
Guys that swing inside out, if you were plus 13, you would be hitting big hooks all the time. And guys that are minus hit fades.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So as you shallow this out, you're going to find it easier to hit draws, okay? Keep swinging. The other drill that would be very good for you, let me have your club, is I like having the club parallel to the ground and keeping it parallel to the ground so you can feel that circle around you. You can turn with it and turn through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
While you're doing that? And then we're trying to swing in a circle like that, okay?
Okay.
But that circle just tilts, okay? And so as you start here, you can tilt it down a little bit and then go up a little bit and still feel it swing in a circle around you. And then you can just gradually get down there to where the ball's at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's another really good one for you. See, once this club's up here and it's over your neck, it's always that circle's going to get lopsided. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just a matter of feeling that.
Okay.
Then the other thing, go ahead and set up right here for me. And let me walk in. So as you go to the top of the backswing and you transition on the way down, see, as that club returns on the way down, it should be here. When it's parallel to the ground, it ought to be right on your toe line.
Okay.
And so when you're minus, your club's over here, and then that would hit the stick. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
See, if I'm here, see, I'm never going to hit that stick.
Gotcha.
And so, boy, you need to feel that this club head is lower on this way down rather than up here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Do a couple practice swings where you'd almost feel like the club head would hit my hand right here on the way down. So go back real slow and then come down real slow. There you go. So it'd hit my hand.
Okay. So go to there.
Yeah.
Go to there.
That's what you want to feel like on the way down.
Okay.
And then hit the ball from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're trying to hit the ball back this way.
Yeah.
Back here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As good an athlete as you are, I think you can do that. So pretend I'm standing back there and you're going to hit my hand on that way down.
I just pushed it.
You might, but I thought that was really good. Do it again.
That club path was only -5.
Yeah.
Was it?
You were -15.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
Okay.
Yeah.
10 better.
Yeah. So again, pretend my hand's back here and you're going to hit my hand on the way down with the club head.
Okay.
Good, that was better. Keep doing that. So we've cut your club path in half. Yep, good. And so it's a combination of things that's doing it. I think the ball position's helping a lot, okay? And
like
then
that
I think
feel.
this stick, and I think you can feel that,
Yeah.
yeah. See, when I was playing tournament golf a lot 25 years ago, 30 years ago, man, I could feel that club was just right here on my downswing every time. And one of the things that nobody talks about anymore, the old time players always, go ahead and set up to that ball for me. All the old time players talked about getting the club in the slot, okay? Well, the slot's right here. And so that's where that whole shaft's got to go between these sticks
Before.
on the way back
Yeah.
and the way down.
Okay.
And you're just over that slot. Does that make sense in your typical thing?
Still on the way
Yeah,
down?
yeah,
Okay.
still a little bit, but I mean, especially before we started talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So scoot away where you can take a practice swing. And let's just go in slow motion. So I'll put them pretty wide. So just go between these going back.
Do you want me to look or just swing?
Yeah, you can look.
Okay.
No, I want you to look. Good.
Oop.
So, yep. And then on the way down, it's going to go between them too. Good. So just keep doing that. So we're going to go between them on the way back. We're going to go between them on the way down. And if you're going to make a mistake, I'd rather you hit this one.
Okay.
Okay? So let's do that again. So that's the slot that we're trying to swing the club in to start. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Go ahead and hit one for me. I'm back here so far you can't hit me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna hold and just, yep, that looks good. And so just pretend you're gonna go between these on the way down.
Okay. I was a little.
Yeah, a little, but that was still pretty good. That's kind of where you were aiming. That was pretty good.
Absolutely.
So that was pretty good. Just stay square with that stick in that same ball position. And we're gonna be, so here's our slot on this way down.
Yep.
It's our way back and our way down. Isn't that good?
Yeah. Yeah, everything's like.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna have dispersion. Even the best players on tour have a 60-yard dispersion with driver. 30 yards right, 30 yards left.
Okay.
There's nobody that hits it straighter than that.
Okay.
But we don't want it worse than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
At 120 mile an hour club head speed, you're not gonna hit it straight as an arrow every time, okay? We just need to have good misses. Does that make sense?
Oop.
Yeah, see, we don't want
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all right. I'm used to getting hit.
All
So
right.
between this slot again on the way down. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
And you can tell it's a lot flatter trajectory. Do you see that
Yeah.
not popped up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that one?
-7 club path.
Okay.
So more. So more.
So we still need to go under more, but
Okay.
but his carry's got to go way up,
I
right?
mean, you're already carrying it 250 to 270, whereas before you were carrying like
220
200 to whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's great. So again, we're going to be under this slot on the way down. It's okay. Keep swinging. You were too steep that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I could feel it at least.
And then before you hit this next one, just hold on right-handed again. And let's just 70% effort, just make a full swing there. Yeah, you don't have to go that fast.
Okay.
For one, I don't want you to hurt your elbow doing that one-armed, okay? And that feels like your throwing motion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really all the golf swing is a underhand sidearm throwing motion.
Okay.
And you're too much overhand. Understand?
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit one now that feels like that for me with your right arm. But with your left's going to be on there too. And here's our slot on the way down through here.
Okay.
Good. I don't mind anything. The hooks are good. That's good, okay? That means you're doing better. That had to be a lot better there.
His attack angle is down to -1 versus -5.
Good.
You-
And if we can get you down -5 or lower on club path, it'll be really good, Caleb, okay? Good. Feel like you're swinging right-armed underhand again for me. Good. And you probably will start hitting draws all the time instead of fades at all. You'll probably quit fading it completely, okay? If you know it's going to curve to the left like that, you can aim down the right-hand side of the fairway and hit that all day long. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good. And real slow motion. Just come back underneath this and come on down underneath that. That's what I want you to feel like, okay?
Okay.
Wow, that was your best one, huh?
Yeah, it felt really good.
And that ball position's helped you a lot. Patrick noticed when you were hitting earlier that your shoulders were open at address, okay?
Okay.
To the left. But when the ball gets farther forward, see, when I reach for it, my shoulders are going to get open.
Yeah.
And so now that we moved you back, you squared up, and I didn't have to tell you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And go ahead and set up there again. And if you're hooking it too much, then put it even another inch more towards the middle.
Okay.
And I would experiment with that. You're a big guy, so you're going to rotate rather than slide. So your ball position might just be left to center. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, with driver, okay? That's up kind of there. That looks good to me there. Swing under that stick if I was back there holding it. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
A couple more. I know I got you about wore out. That was a lot of drivers. And nobody goes from minus 13 or 14 to 0 in one day.
Okay.
So if we can cut it in half or a little more than half, that's really a good day.
Okay.
And then, boy, in a couple weeks, you ought to be able to get it shallower and shallower. In a couple weeks, the more you practice with that stick there, the better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. That's counterintuitive. Most people think the more you put the ball back, the more it'll slice, but do you see that it doesn't do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably be a little sore tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
If you guys found this valuable, we have a whole video course where Ed gives the equivalent of about 10 lessons, just like what you learned here, but in much more detail and really broken down step by step of how you can fix your own slice. There's a link on the page here in the description that you can check it out and see if it's a good fit for you. Up next, there's another video we made about the 3 keys to fixing your slice. It goes over all of the most important things you need to know to hit that ball straighter. You can watch it on your screen here or in the description.